Hey, this is your girl Ashley. I'm back with another video, and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about the different degrees of murder. So I don't know if people are really familiar about the differences or what the different types are. The first degree we got is first degree murder. As everyone knows, that's the one that's premeditated, and you have to actually plan out killing someone, and then you follow through with the action of killing someone. You know, infamously like the serial killers, they stalk people, they look at their schedules. Sometimes they pick people at random, but it's still planned out, and that's still considered first degree murder. So the next one we have is second degree murder, and the only difference between first degree and second degree murder is the premeditation of it all. There's no real thought about there was no planning in second degree, but the intent of killing was still there. The best example that I could come up with right now is intentionally running someone over. Like, not that it was premeditated that you wanted to run them over and cause them harm, but because you did run them over and you did intend to run them over and they was killed, then that will be considered second degree murder. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. And the third one, the third degree, is kind of like the manslaughter. We have involuntary manslaughter and we have voluntary manslaughter. It's the least serious out of the three. It normally involves reckless behavior. Voluntary manslaughter is crime of passion. In the heat of the moment, the spur of the moment, they kill someone. The example that was provided was like, in response to child molestation, they take it into their own hands and kill that person. I personally call them heroes, but potato. So another example that I can think of voluntary manslaughter is, so an example is you find your spouse cheating. You had no idea. You just came home and you were surprised, and then in the moment, in the heat of the moment, you start to just hit them over and over and over again. You didn't even realize that they wasn't even breathing anymore. But you had no intentions of killing them. You had no idea that it would cause them harm. You were in the heat of the moment, and at that moment, you acted out of impulse, if that makes sense. So, and the last one we have is involuntary manslaughter. That's killing someone due to negligence and recklessness. That's where we get the texting and driving, drinking while driving. I mean, it should be, but see, the drinking and driving should be more serious because you got in a vehicle not knowing that you are going to cause harm, but you still need to cause harm. Like, you still caused harm. But, well, that's the definition of manslaughter. But anyway. But that's a prime example. The DUIs, the texting and driving. And so other type of manslaughter is the assisted suicide. They consider that to be manslaughter. Constructive manslaughter, that's when you do some criminal illegal things that cause somebody to, pass away. Another one is criminal neglect manslaughter. Doing things you're not supposed to be doing that results in someone's death. And of course, vehicular homicide. Well, vehicular manslaughter, when you kill somebody with your vehicle while under the influence. I was always told when I was in college that charging someone with the right crime is so crucial and important. I had this class where they was giving examples. You can be at like mock trials and they can try to explain the type of murder it is to you, but if it's not fitting the definition of what it is, how can you charge them for it? How can you convince a juror to charge somebody with first degree when you have no proof at all of premeditation? It's steps and levels that you have to go through and prove to charge somebody with the crime. That's why being a prosecutor is so important. And so getting people's charges right is very important, because if you don't, people can walk away free because of a mistake. And that's why the whole process is important. Because one little thing can let a monster go free. And it has happened plenty of times where monsters have been free because either they wasn't charged properly, or the paperwork or something wasn't correct. So that's why knowing the difference in degrees of murder matter. The little nuances matter. Every little detail of a case matter, because what makes it up is very important to whether they get locked up or get set free. But some people, they don't care. And so that's how things go the way that they do, unfortunately.